Let's start with freshman year. Freshman year started with the second half of 2020, so we were still all in lockdown and doing online school. The second half of my freshman year, we started going back to school 2 out of 4 days a week, so we were split half and half. Eventually though, the world started clearing up and we started going back full time. After this, I realized just how much I was ready to be done with high school, and thoughts of graduating early started to surface. Summertime came soon enough though, and I was excited to start driver's ed. After completing driver's ed, I began to work on my graduation plan for graduating as early as I could. All too soon, sophomore year started, and being stuck in the same place every day really began to wear on me. I was very frustrated that I felt like I was not making any progress with my life. Second semester of sophomore year, I got my driver's license, and school was just about too much for me to handle. At this point, I told my parents my plan to graduate early, and we started looking for options. We went back and forth for quite some time, but eventually we agreed on a plan, and we started moving forward on it. I submitted the proper paperwork and waited for it to be approved by the school board. Summertime came, and I got a job at a theater. Over the course of the summer, I would work 50 to 60 hours every week, trying as hard as I could to save as much money as I could before I would move out and go to college. Outside of work, I started mowing lawns and weeding lawns in an effort to try to make a little bit more money. By the end of the summer, I had hit $3,000 in my savings account. My junior/senior year started all too soon, and school quickly began to get old again. I was fortunately able to get out of school at 1:40 because of a few open periods and a work credit I was getting, so after 1:40 every day, I would go straight to work. I continued to work around 50 hours a week while going to school almost full time. Halfway through the first semester, I was totally done. Senioritis had completely set in for me. I was looking for any way I could get out of school even sooner than I had already planned to. The following semester, my goal was to be able to open the theater, which that shift started at 10:45 every day. So I began looking into trying to get out of school at that time. I fleshed out my plan and got approval from my parents, and I submitted that request to the board of my school again and waited for approval. A few days later, I got an email. Unfortunately, there was a law that made it so you have to spend a certain amount of hours every day inside school, so my plan would not be possible. We went back and forth, and I was presented with 3 options. The one I chose was to take every single class I was going to take in the second semester of my senior year, alongside all of my current classes of the first semester in the last month of my first semester. If I finished all of this before winter break, I would never have to go back. With this new option open before me, I dove into my new coursework. During this time, I lowered my hours at the theater to 35 hours a week so I could focus more on my extra classes. With winter break rapidly approaching, I began wrapping up my classes. Graduating high school at the age of 16, I had $7,000 in my savings account. Now that all of my time had been freed up, I began to devote all my time for working at the theater. The week following my graduation, I broke the record for worked hours in 2 weeks. In those 2 weeks, I worked 137 hours with hopes of hitting $10,000 in my savings account for turning 17. On the date of February 27th, my savings account exceeded $10,000. If you want to follow my journey to financial freedom,